Hey everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Chris Betcher and I'm here today for Geeks on Tap, your Google services experts. I want to show you a little trick that you can do with Google Chrome that's really useful, especially in education and especially for students who maybe struggle a little bit with their reading. And it's called reading mode. Let me show you how it works. Let's say you come across a web page like, say, this one here, and it's got tons of stuff on it. It's a really interesting article, but it's got pictures and it's got logins and it's got articles down the side, and like for struggling readers this can be really overwhelming. I give you another example. Here's an article from the Guardian, same sort of thing. There's an ad on the side there, there's other things happening here. If you scroll down, there's ads in the middle of the text, and if you're a struggling reader, this can get really overwhelming. So I want to show you a tool called Reading Mode, and it's built right into Google Chrome, and you have access to it right now. The easiest way to get to it, just go to any web page that you'd like to simplify a little bit and make it easier to read. Go to the three dots in the top corner, down to More Tools, and then Reading Mode. And you'll see what it does is it strips out all of the clutter and gives you just the page. Now, if I scroll down a little bit here, you'll see this is much easier to read because it's taken all the other stuff away that makes it complicated. Now, I've got this on a yellow background at the moment. Many students, especially dyslexic students, often prefer to see their text on a different colored background. And the nice thing about reading mode, it gives you a whole bunch of control over that. Now, let's just click on the little gear wheel up in the top corner and you'll see here is all the settings. And first thing I'd recommend you actually do is pin reading mode. So go to this little toggle down the bottom there, turn it on, and that will add the reading mode button. If I come up here, you'll see there's the reading mode button right at the top there. And now I can actually toggle it on and off. So there's the regular page, press that button, and the reading mode page comes up, and that button stays there now. So it's super easy. I would really encourage, if you're a teacher, show this to your students, get them to pin that there in their Google Chrome instance so it's always there ready for them. Now, once it's in place, you've got lots of controls over here. So for example, I can click on the little font size, the little TT button, and I can choose the font size. So maybe I want the font bigger. Just click the plus sign and you can see it grows bigger or it grows smaller. So you can adjust it to whatever you want. You can just reset it to standard. You can also click the gear wheel and you get control over a whole bunch of things in here. So I've got my color scheme at the moment set to a yellow background, but maybe I prefer reading from a blue background, or maybe I prefer reading from just a regular white background. Some students prefer that high visibility, high contrast mode. So you've got a high contrast mode there. You've got complete control over it, and the individual user can adjust that to how they like it, with whatever works best for them. So there's the color schemes. I'm just going to take it back to a sort of a standard one there. Show you some of the other things in here. You can also change the font. There is a whole bunch of fonts there that you can pick from. And again, some people prefer certain fonts when they're reading to others. You've got some choices. Things like line height, changing how close the lines are together. So if I change it to very loose, for example, you can see the lines get spaced out. Just put that back to regular standard. You've got control over that. Things like not only the line height, but the letter spacing, standard, wide, or very wide. So I can change the way the letters are spaced out. That's not good for me when I read that, but some people really prefer it. Again, the important thing, you've got the choice. Let's just go back to standard. Now, you'll notice one of the options here is voice selection. And that comes in because I've got this little play button here. And maybe if I just go up the top here, I hit the play button.
Artemis II crew describe overwhelming emotions after soaring past the moon. The so-called Earthsat is seen from the Orion spacecraft on Monday.
So it will read the page to you. It'll do text to speech, reading the page out aloud for you. And you've got a couple of controls over here. So for example, you can change whether it reads faster or slower. If you're a really good listener, you might want to make it read faster.
Photograph, NASA AFP Getty Images. NASA's Artemis II astronauts have described the powerful
Or maybe you'd like to read it slower. So let's slow it down to half speed.
emotion they felt while soaring over the moon.
So again, you can adjust it to however you want. I'll set it back to normal one speed. You can click forward or backwards through here. So if it's reading a sentence, you want to hear that sentence again.
Moon as they photographed impact crate. Photograph.
Back button.
NASA AFP Getty Images.
Forward
NASA's
button.
Artemis. Among the eagerly awaited
within the text. So all of that controls there. Now, you notice it's reading there with an Australian accent, and that's because I went into the settings to voice selection, and there's a whole bunch of voices in there, but I actually wanted a specific one. So if you go down here to languages down the bottom here, you can choose which accent you want it to read in. So I just turned on English Australia, and now it reads with an Australian accent. So that's a nice little feature. And things like voice highlighting, you'll notice as it read there, it was highlighting the words. You can get it to do word highlighting, sentence highlighting. You can turn it off if you don't want it at all. And finally, you've got this view option here. This is kind of a new experience. If you've used this before, you might have noticed it came up in this sort of mode here, where you got the website on one side and the reading mode on the other side. Um, that's how it used to be, but they've now got this new option here where by default it actually comes up in full page mode. And so now you can toggle it on and off just by using the button up in the top corner. Okay. And then finally, you've got the ability to show links, images, or reading mode. So again, maybe even in this mode here, the images are too distracting. You can click that button and turn them off. Just get rid of them completely. If there are links like this one here to Artemis 2, you can turn them off. So you can decide how much clutter, even with reading mode, you're willing to have. So turn off the links, turn off the images if they bother you. Otherwise, you can bring them back. But again, I do really recommend that you turn on this pin reading mode so that that button stays up there all the time. And so that way, even if I come out of there, let's go out of there. Let's go to a different article. So here's one by the ABC. Again, it's a great article, but you can see it's got lots of other news stories and it's got headings at the top. It's got a little bit of clutter that can be very distracting for some readers. So now that that button is pinned there, I can just turn that on and there's the article. Much easier to read. And don't forget, again, you can change it to whatever color scheme you like. So that's reading mode. Super handy for many, many students, and not just students, some adults too. Like it just makes it simpler to read pages where there's a lot of clutter. Hope that helps. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the little like button and subscribe if you'd like to get more content like this. See you in the next one.